Kama jua, kama mvua, naiona miale, ukungu wa moshi njiani.
Oh well, and what a way to start our evening. This is Center Stage, and of course, a lot of music. It is beautiful. Where does that come from here?
I'd say so.
Welcome to the show this evening. Nancy Nelima here, and of course joining me right now on set. The other side of the studio is Liboi, who is a performing artist as well as Komoro, who is an artist as well. They've got many titles. Let's just use artist because it encompasses them all.
That works, yeah.
Right, and tonight we are talking music, and more specifically contemporary African music. Let's just dive straight into it. Music is beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, that
Thank
we
you
can.
so much.
You know, we say here on Saturdays that we let our hair down.
Oh yeah.
And now this is it. This is how we want to
A
let our hair
perfect way
down.
to wind up as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
And our contemporary African music. When did you get into music, and why African contemporary music?
Yeah. When I got into music, I'll take it back to, I think, when I was in high school. Because I used to perform in front of the whole school during entertainment days, or I would just perform for a group of friends. I never used to get paid, but I would just do it for fun. And I think I also got encouragement from them, you know, from their feedback to just perform in front of the whole school. And then after high school, I joined this resource center. It's a vocal center, and I met other creatives who just made me realize how beautiful African music is.
Right.
But at the same time, I had an influence from my dad, who was a DJ, and he used
Your
to
dad
play,
was a DJ?
Yes, he used to play a lot of folk music.
Well, were those like which years were those? Like the 90s?
Yes.
Or the 80s? Or
The 2000s. Yeah, 2000 plus. So he used to play music in the house, set up his decks, and then ask us to dance. And I used to know how to dance by then, back then.
So the inspiration
Back
comes
then.
from way back then.
From way back, yeah. I'd say mostly from my dad, yeah. Because also the kind of music that he was playing, it was the kind of music that we're now doing, so yeah.
Right. So you were always the girl who could sing. I remember when you had those girls in class.
Not always.
Like we're like, yeah, that's the one with a nice voice.
I think
that was you.
Yeah, for me, I didn't accept the fact that I could sing. You know, the fact that it was coming from people, it wasn't enough for me. I was just singing for the fun of it and for the sake of it. And there was even a time I was in a trio group. We were four, actually. My sister, who was a rapper back then. I've never even said this before. Right. My sister was a rapper back then, and my best friend, Tess. And then there was another lady called Mora. And in the whole group, with all honesty, Mora was like our Beyonce. My sister was the Kelly Rowland, and then there was Tess. They had really beautiful voices, and like even the presence. And I was just there, you know, just mahali kwa kakona. But then I never really taken it seriously or even accepted that I could sing. I think I started believing or knowing that I actually have a really good voice after high school when I joined that vocal center. And I used to sing off key, like it was just horrible.
Really?
It was horrible.
So this has taken
time.
Hours. Have you got into the 10,000 proverbial hours? 10,000 hours. You've put in the 10,000 hours
of practice.
Yes.
And surpassed it.
Wow.
Yeah, because it's been since a long time ago, since 2014, around 2014. That's actually after high school now. Imagine in high school.
So then you say you can have the natural ability, but you have to put in the work.
Yeah. Yes, you have to. I think everyone can sing, honestly. It's just a matter of practicing and, you know, getting to understand your vocal range and how much you can do with your voice. Yeah, but I think everyone can sing. That's why we have choirs. That's why we go to church.
We can all produce a voice. Can we all sing though?
But that's the thing. It's a matter of practice to know how to sing on key, to know your vocal range, to know, you know, just the different tactics or the different dynamics. Yeah.
Okay. So, Komoro, let's talk about the guitar.
Yes.
Which is played very beautifully, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Those strings.
Strings, yeah.
So, when did the love begin?
Love began with a woman.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Always.
I was in high school and I saw one of these high-end high schools, Mount Kenya High School. There was a lady seated down and she was very, very comfortable playing the guitar like this. Very, very, very graceful.
Right.
And it just moved me because she was doing it so beautifully and it was so easy. And she seemed very, very, very at her element. And it was like, wow, what is she doing? And I basically talked to her and she was like, okay, just go, get a guitar, just start practicing. That was all. I never saw her again. That's how my guitar interest sparked like that, that point. Went back to high school and we asked our principal to buy us guitars. They bought us 2 old, very old Ikomba guitars. Hey! And it all began there, really. Yeah, and we were 6 guys with 2 guitars and the other 5 guys quit. I was left alone with 2 guitars to train.
Right.
Yeah. So ever since then until right now, still learning, still playing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and you two work a lot together.
We do.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Like, we have been on set before.
Yes, and we
Yes.
were together.
Yeah.
We have been on set before. So, when did you start working together?
You want to tell that story?
You go.
Well, we met in 2020. It was during COVID.
COVID, yeah.
I found him and another artist. I don't
Mola.
remember his name.
Mola.
Mola. But they both sounded so good, so beautiful. It was so calming. It was authentic. It was African. And I just stood in that room. I didn't even say a word.
Yeah. She
I just
came
stood
in.
there. I
She
watched
stood there.
them.
I was like, who this chick is just standing here? Then she just came in, sometime, and just left.
Yeah, and then I left. But then I went home, and later on, when I was like, I want to do music, because I don't know, there was some sort of inspiration just by watching these two play.
Right.
I was like, I want to
So, there
do
was
it now.
instant chemistry.
Yeah, because before that I was on and off music. But then at that time I was like, okay, now Liboi, just try and do this. Just do this. Take time and work on it. Get people that you want to work with. And I was like, there is that guy that I saw at YWCA. It was in a hall. And I just reached out on social media. I was like, hi, I don't know if you remember me. I was there. I found you. And then he remembered. And I was like, okay, so I'm trying to put up a band of a group of people who I can work with anytime I have events and, stuff. And then the rest is history.
Right.
Yeah.
The rest, as they say.
Yeah, is
so
history.
I liked her music. I was like, oh wow, she sounds really nice.
Like she's heavenly.
Oh, I had
heavenly.
to I had to send some songs that I had
Yeah,
done before,
yeah, just-
but
just to
had never
wait.
released them.
I could maybe get into her energy. Then I was like, it was just instant on that point.
Right.
Yeah.
And let's talk about the music industry in the country. Your music is not the very bumpy dance
Mainstream.
hall, the mainstream
Yeah.
kind of music.
Mainstream, yeah.
So then how is it?
Yeah.
How is it for you? How has the journey been?
The journey, it's been interesting.
The journey. Wait.
It's been interesting, different, challenging. I think everything at once. The reason why I'm saying this is because, like you said, we have this kind of music that we are used to hearing, or we are fed, such that if you try to introduce a new sound,
Right.
or if you try to belong in a sound that is not so
Convention.
to other people, to the rest of the country, it's a bit hard for you to make it through. Kupenya, it's somehow hard. But then now I feel like it's slowly changing, because we're slowly coming up with venues for such kind of music.
Right.
We're slowly playing this music, this kind of music. It's called alternative sound, I think.
Yeah, it's basically
Yeah,
Afro,
so it's now being played on radio stations. My music is now played on radio stations. We have TV stations like, this
Right.
platform right
And
now.
there is an audience for this kind of music.
And there is an
an audience.
audience
I am right
as well,
here.
exactly.
Right.
Cool.
So there is the audience. It's just, and so many people, for me when I was starting out, there's someone who kept telling me, don't worry about who is consuming, you just focus on your craft, your crowd will find you. And I think it's, right now I do feel it. I think before it was just a matter of me getting to that right audience, getting the audience that, you know, rightfully belongs to me. So it takes time. There is that audience. It's just a matter of, you know, as creatives, we do create music and we rarely sit to think, okay, who's the target audience? Where are we going to play our music? Because you can't just play anywhere and expect to get your audience. You have to know all these things. So right now I do feel like there is the audience, there are avenues, there are venues, there are platforms like this, TV, radio, even digital now. We have digital platforms that are also giving us a chance to share our music with people or our craft with people. Yeah. So now it's slowly changing. And also, again, just like the mainstream, it's what you feed people, they constantly want to hear it. So now with our audience, it's somehow easy to also get to these other people because they keep sharing, they get the word out there. So even if I only know of Jaguar and then a friend of mine who knows Liboi, you know, the friend can share something about Liboi, as, you know, the same way they'll share about Jaguar, so we all get to know about each other. So it's slowly changing.
Right. And what was it like for you, Komora? Because again, we have a couple of guitarists.
Yeah.
Did I say a couple?
Yeah.
Many.
We have lots of guitarists.
Yeah.
But you play beautifully.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
did you focus more on just mastering the craft? Because again, there are many people in it.
Well, I don't think it's about mastering the. Yes, it is there, but it's mostly expression.
Okay.
Am I being heard clearly? Am I be able to communicate what's in my head or what I'm feeling clear? So that takes you to connect with yourself, so that what comes out is very, very authentic. It's in line with what you are. I think it all sets around that point.
I agree.
Yeah, it's from the voice, from her voice. I think even yourself. Yeah, like your craft. Yeah, you're gonna have to be in line with yourself.
Yeah.
So I think it all starts there.
Yeah.
It's
Very true.
basically in simple words. That's how
Yeah.
it starts like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the song that you started when we were beginning,
Yeah.
can we just run through it? I promised our audience that it's gonna be fun. So you said it's gonna be less talk
Okay.
and more entertainment,
Okay.
more soulful.
Okay. Sorrowful. Okay. Yale?
Yeah.
Okay.
The same one.
Yes.
Hi,
Yeah.
It's very heartfelt. Like, this is what you're talking about. Like, you must be in tune, and it's about the expression.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I feel it. It's filling up this whole studio. So what is this song about?
This song is actually an introduction to my first EP that I released last year called State of Being. The EP is called State of Being, but this particular song is called Miali. So I'll just give you a background. State of Being, it's a body of work that takes us on a journey where I highlight the different states we are in as human beings trying to find paradise or freedom, because most of the times we just think that paradise is in things or people, but then it's actually within us. So Miali is the introduction, which talks about how seasonal moments can be. There is no stagnant situation.
Right.
They all come and go, just like the weather seasons, they all come and go. And it's me trying to be hopeful that, again, nothing is permanent, no situation is permanent, so it might be hard now, but then just be hopeful that in the near future things are going to brighten up, and get better.
Right.
So that's Miali.
Okay. And what goes into writing music?
A lot.
Like, what inspires you?
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of times people create beautiful music. Then there's sometimes fans, which is us.
Yeah.
Then we say, this song sounds like that song.
Yeah.
They're only changing the words. The beat is the same. And
I
so
get what you're saying.
how do you make every song special and beautiful and different and unique?
Yeah, I think for me, I'll just speak for myself.
Okay.
For me, it's just a matter of me trying to express myself. Like he said, I have to, whatever is happening in here, and I'm a storyteller, and I try to do it, using the different mediums that I'm able to use. So for instance, now there is music. When I'm writing, I first think of what is it that I want to, what do I want to express? What do I want to talk about? If it's something personal, then well and good. If it's not, then I get inspiration from things around me, or it could be even from, it doesn't have to be people, it can be just things, objects.
Right.
Yeah, so I do think of that. And then once I have it in mind, of course there is the lyrics, being intentional with the lyrics for me. Because again, when I think of the message, how is it going to be not even interpreted? Interpretation is up to the audience, but like how can maybe someone who's very young interpret it, get what I'm talking about? So I do think of the words, and I try to be intentional with the words. And then there is, for me again, I have to use an instrument. There is guitar, and most of the times we do sing, we do come up with stuff together, where he'd create something and then share with me, or we'd even be together and just jam or try, and we'll be like, today I feel like talking about betrayal. So what is betrayal to you, using the instrument? And then we just sometimes it's just random like that. And then sometimes I do come up with melodies. It could be even when I'm walking in Tao, or just when I'm in the washroom, and I love the washroom, the toilet. It's just thinking room. It's perfect.
There's something about the washroom.
There is something. It's
Oh
perfect.
my God.
It's perfect. So for me, I do come up with melodies sometimes, and then I share the melodies with Komora, or sometimes I come up with a melody and then try and write something with the melody.
Okay.
I do know how to play guitar, basics though. So sometimes there is that, and I do play an instrument called kalimba. So sometimes I translate what I have, the melodies, with the instrument that I have, or with the guitar, or I meet him. There is all these things, all these dynamics to it. Yeah.
Okay, and what's the process for you, Komora?
What's the process? Just sometimes it's just spontaneous. Sometimes I think I have a lot of ideas in my head. Just somehow just also okay. Most times it's where I am, the environment where I am.
Right.
I just sit down, just something, maybe birds, or the room has nice reverb, or maybe how we're dressed today, or maybe just hungry.
Or your mood.
Or just the mood.
Yeah.
It just comes from every single, like from multiple places.
Yeah.
Right.
And if you are in tune with yourself,
Yeah.
it comes and draws something out of you.
Yeah.
Right.
It just comes out. Yeah.
And looking at the music scene in the country,
Yeah.
it has come under a lot of scrutiny.
Yeah.
and criticism, and especially the music that perhaps has not been well thought of, is just a one-hit wonder.
One-hit wonder.
Then it goes away. What do you make of the music scene in the country, both in the very mainstream kind of music and then in what you do?
Currently, or like right now?
Yes, currently.
Oh, right now we are actually at a very, very good place right now in Kenya. We have artists coming with good content, and it's being heard. And there are people who called gatekeepers. Right now, they don't have much of a say, because most people are actually tapping into the good music right now, the conscious music right now. This is the commercial music has just comes out too quickly, has the same beat, very, very cheesy words, you know.
Right.
Sorry to say, but I think we have a space right now for everybody, and I think the good stuff is coming up. We have like a wave of artists. We have really good music, and they're changing the scene as we speak right now. I think right now Kenya has a lot of space for everybody. So, you know, we had Boys to Men here. I mean, look at that.
It's getting there.
Yes, getting there. Yeah, actually getting there. We have a lot of platforms right now coming up right now. Afropolitans, Afro Nation. We have Alchemist. They're all having shows here and there, and they're bringing new artists who sound amazing.
But also just to add on to what he has said, right now, I do know that creatives are also creating these platforms for themselves, so they're not waiting for people to give them platforms. Right. Like maybe events, they now organize their own events, and imagine it doesn't even have to be that big. Some people do host living room sessions, bedroom sessions, but it's not like it's just a bedroom session. The room. It's just the room. But they're trying to create these platforms for themselves.
Right. And not just to wait for some big company, for some big production to do it for them. And the music, Kenyans, we have been accused of not being very authentic, that we embrace a lot of Nigerian music and we listen to a lot of bongo.
Yeah.
And then maybe not so much of our own music.
Let me go that one.
You get to talk.
Let me go with that one. Yes, that is a fallacy, it's a lie. The media is playing the part. 80% is the media playing the part. If you don't play our music, the authentic stuff, no one's gonna hear us out there.
Right.
It's something called the commercial music. Just like an earworm. It comes 5 seconds, makes you happy, then it just goes out. If you come to our show, it's the boy over here, you're gonna have a whole African experience. It's gonna change your life. You're gonna become a reborn African. Believe me. You're gonna wear kikoi next day. You're gonna have kimono next day. You're gonna feel yourself inside this continent right here, actually. Yeah. The issue we have here is people who are gatekeeping and they are making us miserable, somewhat miserable. But we have really good music underground. It's a lot.
I think the people who say that, honestly, they have not researched.
No idea what they're saying.
They only take what they are given.
Yes.
You know, there is so much talent and really authentic, really good. Imagine if you start digging now, you will not even finish. It's a lot.
We've been having an artist here for interview every single day.
So when we say that Kenyans are the ones who got Diamond to 100 million views on YouTube, so are we saying that it's the gatekeepers, or Kenyans are also just interested?
Both parties.
Both. Very diverse.
It's actually planned because it's commercial.
And it's both, though.
Yeah.
There was, this is now not in Kenya, but both of us in March to April, we visited Tanzania for an artist thing. It was an artist residency by Nafasi Art Space. And then we were interacting with people, and they kept saying how their artists in TZ are not big, but then they're big outside. And then we asked, who are these artists? And then they gave out the names, and they added that these artists, some of the media stations are owned by this artist. So they run the commercials, they run the content. So if you're not an artist signed by, this label, then your music might not even play on the radio stations. But it's the same thing even here. Gatekeeping, like he says, we have people that you just keep hearing
Over and over.
Over and over. And there was a time, the same people you would see on almost all the stages. You come here today, it's them. You go there tomorrow, it's still them. You go, it's still them.
Yeah.
So there is a lot of gatekeeping. And also, I won't stop saying that Kenyans, we're not going out of our way to also look for this. We are not.
Yeah.
Because for me, I can't
So
see
we take whatever
we are
haven't
given,
given,
exactly.
given.
But then we already know how maybe, for example, to the mainstream media is working. We already know that there is gatekeeping. So then why are we not going out of our way to look for these people? Because you can't find all these people on Citizen TV. You can't find all these people on Lookuptv.
Mm-hmm.
You have to go. There are other means of getting these people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. And I'm informed that our time is running out. Of course, you have to sing a song.
Yeah.
And today is the Day of the African Child.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And we have every reason to celebrate.
Yes.
And you have new music.
I do.
About the African child.
I do.
Briefly tell us about what that is about.
Yeah. So today, like you said, the Day of the African Child. Creative from South Africa. He's a DJ and a producer. He's called Silva. Him and I, we've collaborated and created a project called African Child, which basically speaks of the different challenges we face or go through as African children.
Right.
But then with trying to be hopeful, that regardless of all these things, we are powerful, we are strong, and if we only work together, because there's also this thing of Africans not trying to work together, but if we work together, if we have the spirit of togetherness, Ubuntu, then we're going to thrive.
Right.
We're going to thrive. So we're just telling people that embrace who you are, embrace your journey, where you're from, the challenges, but then also let's work together. There is so much power in collaborations. Yeah, so we intentionally chose today because it's the Day of the African Child and we need to celebrate African children.
Right.
Yeah.
Can we just get a snippet of it?
Before we get a snippet, please allow me to share with the audience that we'll be having an event next week on the 21st. That's Wednesday at Alchemist from 7 p.m. The event will be in celebration. We'll be celebrating World Music Day that day, and we have a huge lineup. So all the creatives that you don't constantly hear,
They will be there.
They will be there. They will be there, and it's like very, very long
So all
performances
roads will
of
be
each.
leading
Yes.
there.
Yes. So please come through on that day. Come through on that day, 21st of June, Alchemist, 7 p.m.
And the name of the event again?
The name of it's celebrating international
World Music Day.
I'm like,
World
Women's
Music Day.
Hosted by
Kipepeo Agency. Kipepeo is farm, Kipepeo. But if you want to know the charges, please follow me on social media platforms at Liboi, Liboi, and you can follow Komora.
E_Komora.
Yes, but then now we will sing African Child.
Yes.
Okay, give us a snippet of that because I still want to ask a few more things before we wind up.
Okay.
I'm being told our time is up, but
Okay.
let's get it.
Get it? All right.
Mtoto wa Kiafrika kazaliwa rangi nyeusi, mwerevu tena shupavu, mimi mwana wa udongo, kamili ya uwezo wa kesho. Mimi mwana wa udongo, kamili ya uwezo wa kesho. Yeah, na na na, yeah. So people should go and
This is really channeling the African spirit.
African spirit.
Wow.
Mara end it there.
It is a beautiful song.
Thank you.
And so maybe as we close, a little bit about, we've talked about the scene, but what are the major challenges that you're facing as you try to navigate the music scene in the country?
Challenges. Well, I would never say support system, because I do have a support system, and I also see other artists having that. It doesn't even have to be a big team, it can just be one person, and that's good. But then gatekeeping is another challenge, and me as a woman, sometimes it also comes from women, fellow female artists or female individuals that are in the creative sector. So that is a very huge problem. Another challenge would be, I think the government is not making it any easier with the policies put in place for the creatives. It's not making it any easier. There is Ministry of Sports, Culture and Health, but then if you go to look at the policies put in place, they are not in support of the creatives. The huge amount of the budget normally goes to sports or health, but then
so the art's not so much.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it's not making it any easier. And now with even the over and above taxes that we keep having, it's not helping.
Right.
Yeah.
Komoro.
Yeah.
Challenges, Fiona.
Challenges, yeah. Okay. I think to add what she's saying, as an artist, as a creative in Nairobi is crazy, you know.
Very.
Life here is a climb. Before you get to the top, you have to go through a lot of corners and no's and wait and not yet. But there's the aspect of financial aspect. Most people don't have to balance between the craft and the daily livelihood. You're going to have to pay your bills, right?
Right.
You're going to have to pay for whatever it is, fares, clad, kuban, So if you have a way of countering that with financial aid or whatever it is, you'll be able to get up there pretty easily.
And that also leads to the mental health topic. There are not enough mental health spaces for creatives. It's normally just the creatives who are providing or giving solutions or helping
like you listen to music when you're stressed out.
But then
for you.
Exactly. The creatives ourselves, and right now I'm talking because there has been so many creatives that we've lost the last few years through depression and suicide, and it's because they are going through stuff and there are no avenues to help creatives talk about their mental space.
Or even give up
mental health,
their particular craft to go to 8 to 5.
Yeah, and some people do that. Yeah.
But guys just give up, and they're like, hey man, this is too hard for me. Just get to 8 to 5 and forget their dreams. That's it.
Right. So final remarks. It's the African child, and your music is contemporary African music.
Yeah.
What is the one word to the African people for us as we celebrate the Day of the African Child?
Oh.
And do this beautiful music.
Just one word.
Did you say Ubuntu?
Yes.
That sums up.
We need to just basically stop with these all boundaries and all that. We are one people.
I think I'd say power. Powerful power. Yeah. I think I'd say that. Like, if that says anything, power.
Right. And thank you so much for making time.
Thank you for
just giving us so much color on this Friday evening as we ease into the weekend.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Right. This is Liboi, who is a performing artist, and Komora on the other end, who is an artist as well. And we come to the end of the program. This is Center Stage. And remember, this is where we let our hair down and just explore the arts and just see what it has in store for us. I am Nancy Nelima. Our sign language interpreter has been Josephine Oko. We appreciate you for watching. Keep it right here, and let's keep the conversation going across all our social media platforms. Lookuptv on Twitter, Lookuptv on Facebook, and Lookuptv on our YouTube channel. But for now, let's get something going.
Ukulele? Okay, cool.
Also, people can vote for me. I forgot that.
yatakataliwa. Ukweli siku zote itabaki kuwa ukweli, kwamba upendo ni wote na upendo ni kweli. Washindini wenye nguvu wanaoandika haki, wanaondoa makosa, wanafichua waongo. Washindini wenye nguvu wanaoandika haki, wanaondoa makosa, wanafichua waongo. Ukweli utatuweka huru.